Scary story about some people doing some nasty things. And she completely misunderstands the situation.
So I had been told that room was already inspected. The people had checked out, I could go in and clean.
So she is the housekeeper and she's about to enter a room to clean it. But there is something she's not aware of.
So I go into the back of the suite and start cleaning the bathroom. When I walked in, I didn't see any luggage or anything. When I got to the back of the suite, I seen this really cool swing hanging from the ceiling. This thing was made out of like black leather. So I sit down in it because I know anything they leave in the room, I can take home with me.
Yeah, that's right, you can do that. I was a housekeeper also. And once they left me $100. That was really funny. Of course, I took that money with me. Wouldn't you do the same? Leave a comment.
Not jewelry or electronics. I thought to myself, this is a really cool therapy swing. Probably really good for your back.
So was it a therapy swing? Was it made of black leather? This is a good story.
I had the busboy come down before I left and help me remove the swing so I could take it home with me. So I start cleaning the bathroom in the back of the suite. I'm on my hands and knees on the floor coming into the kitchen when this naked guy opens the balcony door and walks through. Him and his junk walk right past my face. Everything was just hanging out. Then this naked woman...
Yeah, should be totally fine. We're naked, with my junk hanging out, and my wife is naked. Or girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. We can just walk by. You keep on working. Miss, we'll just continue our little investigation over here with the swing. So what's up with that? What happened to the swing?
She actually sees me. I say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. She says, it's okay, you can keep cleaning. As I'm walking to the door, I see him videoing her sitting in the swing.
These people have no morals whatsoever. It's totally fine. It's just a housekeeper. She's not the real human. We can just videotape the whole thing. It's very good. Probably posted on Pornhub. You can find someone in the background doing some cleaning.
Go downstairs and everybody's laughing because I was going to steal somebody's schmeg swing. Being a housekeeper in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Now to go back to some real creepy stuff. This is the reason why you should do the thing. And never forget to do the thing. You will see what I mean in a second.
We'll shower really fast.
If you wonder who that is, that's not a really nice guy. He's about to do something. That's why you need to do the thing. Still don't know what I'm talking about? Keep watching. Yeah, that's the guy who will try to break into your house if you don't lock it. Just a warning for everyone, so don't forget lock your doors.
Is a creep, and it's getting to the point where I need to move out as soon as humanly possible because I'm getting really scared. I'm going to tell you everything.
Another warning for the women out there who are so trustworthy of every single person that comes their way and tries to act nice. You can be rude once in a while and not talk to people. She will tell you why.
To serve him. This house was originally $1,800. I live in like a really gorgeous log cabin cottage. Right off the bat, he was already really weird. He would call me peculiar, a house for a rock star after all. And this was after I paid the earnest money, so I didn't really have a choice. Look at that red mark. He would call me the weirdest things.
Now this guy she's talking about is in his 60s, and if you look at her, she couldn't be older than 20, 25 maybe, at the most. Trying to hit on a very young girl. And because so many people don't want to be rude, they just continue in the conversation and get themselves into trouble.
Peculiar, and said that I was really put together for my age and most 20-year-old girls wouldn't be able to do this.
So what I said, she's 20 and of course he is using flattery to get in her jeans. By the way, he's married. Not a nice guy with morals. You don't want them in your life.
One day I was trying to buy a house there and he was telling me all about that house and telling me like, oh, like this is how big it is. I have these dreams to like restore it and just like, I don't know, just be comfortable and
Now, of course, she's not underage, but the human brain is not fully developed until 25, so she is still very much prone to manipulation. And he at 60 years old is very gladly to use that to get in her pants, of course, because what else is it all about? By using flattery and fake promises, which they're most likely not gonna keep because he is married. Word of caution. Keep yourself safe, women.
and just strange things that he does not need to tell me. And the lady who used to live there ended up moving out because he ended up getting really aggressive and really strange to her, and she was not having it, and like putting her through some pretty miserable things. And so she left. Her and I are still friends. Like, we still talk, and we talk a lot about him because he is so strange.
Next, you're about to see some very strange footage. Take a close look at it. Please leave a comment. Do you know what that is?
And at 4 a.m., a woman's security cameras captured some strange footage in the middle of the night. At around 4 a.m., someone or something was crawling in her backyard. It then broke into her house without her noticing and just left. After seeing the footage, she contacted the neighborhood security and they said they would investigate. Some people say it's a skinwalker, while others say it's just a crazy lady.
If you happen to wake up at the middle of the night and you see people making some strange proposals and trying to get you to open the door, please don't fall for it, because this guy really thinks that he has a sex date in the middle of the night with this woman who's at home with her husband. Let's listen. Very funny.
A homeowner's worst nightmare unfolds as a man appears outside their door in the middle of the night, asking invasive and creepy questions. The conversation intensifies, leaving viewers uneasy about the stranger's true intentions. The homeowner insists it's the wrong house, but the man persists with unsettling remarks. The homeowner warns him about her armed husband.
Steven here.
You got the wrong house.
I knew this was a ripoff.
And the woman has absolutely no idea what the hell he is talking about. He might be having some kind of psychosis or sleepwalking.
Okay, what are you looking for, Steven?
No, I am Steven. I'm looking for, Fifi.
Yeah, you got the wrong house.
So, you don't want to have sex tonight?
Sir, my husband's in the living room with
Huh. Okay.
Have a good
Understood.
The next one is very important. For all of you women who have dates, please be careful. Do not let anyone into your house just with a good story, because there are some people with not so good intentions. Let's listen to this very interesting and dangerous story, which I think everybody should listen to.
Story time on why you should be really careful about who you're dating. So this is a true story, friend of a friend kind of thing. There was a young girl, she lived in New York City, and she was on a dating app and matched with this young guy. He seemed like a really great person. He had his stuff together, good job, lived local to the area. They talked for a few weeks. Everything was going really great. No red flags, all of that good stuff. He decides to ask her out one night, and they end up she agrees, they end up going to this really nice restaurant. He pays, he's a gentleman, he's nice to wait staff. They wrap up the night, and they both go to their respective homes. And after she gets settled at her apartment, she gets a text from him saying that he lost his key, and he's trying to get a hold of his roommate. His roommate isn't home, but his roommate is also not answering. So he's kind of like stuck outside of his apartment. Just sort of like telling her that, and she just kind of figures, all right, I'll invite you over. So, maybe give him a little bit of time to figure out what's going on, either find his key or get in contact with his roommate. So he comes over to her apartment and they have, a really nice chat. They sit on the couch. Finally, she decides that she's going to go to bed. She doesn't know why, but she goes into her own bedroom, which has a door, and she ends up locking it. And it's just one of those things that she felt like she needed to do, which I totally get. New people in your space. Sometimes it's nice to just be extra cautious. So she goes to her bedroom, she locks the door, and he's sleeping on the couch. Around 3 a.m, she wakes up to a knocking on her door. It's her date. And he asks her if she has a cell phone charger because his cell phone is dead and he needs to charge it. This is the part where it gets really crazy. So she tells him that she has one and it's on the kitchen counter. And she just tells him this through the door. She doesn't get up. She doesn't unlock the door. She doesn't go and find it for him. And I'm thinking to myself, if this was me, I would totally get up and grab it for the person and give it to them and then be like, all right, anything else? Good night. He says thank you. He goes, he grabs the charger, whatever. She doesn't know. She just goes right back to sleep. A few minutes later, he knocks on the door again. He said it's not working. And does she have one in her room? At this point, she's thinking that there's something up. She decides to call the police, which, once again, good for you, girl, for having the instinct to connect with the police. The police show up to the apartment. They knock on the door. She hears some commotion going on. And then she gets a knock on her bedroom door, because mind you, she hasn't come out this entire time. And it's a police officer. And he said, we've cleared the apartment. We have him in custody. We really need you to come out of your room so you can take a look at your apartment. She opens the door and walks out, and she sees that her entire living room is plasticked. And there is a set of power tools sitting on the floor. This girl, because of her instinct to not open the door to a weird request for a phone charger in the middle of the night, saved her. Before you decide to take someone home or let them stay at your place, think twice about it.
Is a creepy housekeeping story.
The paranormal activity, especially when you're working graveyard. I don't know if you guys know of Luxor Hotel. It's like this big black pyramid in Las Vegas. That's where I was, my first job, housekeeping. There's this weird background story of workers that fell as they were building it. So I'm doing a room. I'm on I believe the 13th floor. That was a red flag right there. Number 13 is just infamous for being all kind of bad. I'm on the 13th floor and I'm doing my rooms, and this is around like New Year's Eve, so it's packed, but everybody's like, it's Vegas, so it's nighttime, nightlife, everybody is doing their thing. Nobody's really in the rooms. Everybody's out and about, just doing the Vegas thing. It's so quiet during graveyard. It's so fucking quiet. You can hear yourself breathing sometimes. Like, if you can't hear the music or anything, you can hear yourself breathing. And I get chills when I still think about this. I hear this voice say, "Excuse me, ma'am." And I'm in the bathroom. So, like, the bathrooms are fairly close to the door. So when you're cleaning the rooms, you have your car parked in front of the door. So I come from the bathroom thinking that person's right there, because that's how close it sounds to me, thinking that they're right there by my cart. I go out to the cart. Baby, there's nobody fucking there. There's nobody fucking there. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, maybe they were just like, it was just like a high bye kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe they were drinking, just saw me like, "Excuse me, ma'am." So I go back to cleaning and I'm cleaning out the sink this time, but I hear it again. "Excuse me, ma'am." Like more of like a, "Excuse me, ma'am." Like trying to get past me or something. I hear it again. I look, and it's fucking cold, like right in front of me. So I'm like, oh, no, this ain't that, bro. I done seen too much, or too much in life. Like, I'm not about to go out like this. I closed that door so quick. I got the fuck out of that room. I closed it, went on to the next room. Leave it for the next. Like, I'm done with this. I already was getting like a creepy, weird ass vibe. And if you know, there are a lot of stories that people, they see like silhouettes, black silhouettes. Sometimes people will see people running at them that aren't there. You'll hear things will move.
Now this is a really scary story. I have worked in housekeeping too. I've never experienced anything like this. Let's go and watch this next one.
This is something you should never do.
I was a nurse at a psychiatric hospital back in 19...
Now this is a scary story. I really don't like to listen to these, but for the sake of your entertainment, let's watch it. And maybe consider if you want to work there, and to see if you like it.
Summer of 95. After graduating from nursing school, I was hired at a nearby psychiatric hospital, which I'll call Dover's for privacy reasons. At the time, I was living in the New England area, and let me tell you something, the summers there were beautiful. Anyway, due to budget cuts and deplorable conditions, there were even rumours of several doctors performing lobotomies back in the 30s and 40s. Dover's was slated to close in September of that year. At the time of my hiring, though, most of the 500 patients living at the Dovers were either released or relocated to other hospitals, leaving about 100 patients behind, with 17 staff members, our sleeping quarters being on the first and second floor, while the patients were kept on the third and fourth floors. But somehow, though, there was a miscalculation with the rooms, and therefore I volunteered to sleep on the fifth floor, where I would be alone, which didn't bother me at all.
It doesn't bother her at all right now, but what is about to happen is really freaky.
It was a Friday when I arrived, and since I didn't have to report to work until Monday, I had the weekend to myself. Now, Dover's had several floors in total, with this 5th, 6th and 7th floor, remaining unused after several patients died under mysterious circumstances back in the 70s.
Now, if that isn't enough, people dying in mysterious ways, you know what? Let me just sleep on the 5th floor. But nobody around. Should be fine.
Of course, rumours were abound about the hospital being haunted, but at the time I didn't believe in the ghosts. After I met the other staff, I had dinner and decided to retire to my room. Now,
remember, she's on the 5th floor with nobody around. She's going to bed. Looks like a horror story.
the 5th floor had not been used for over 6 years, so you can imagine just how much dust had accumulated on everything. After cleaning my room, I took a shower and decided to turn in for the night.
Should be fine, nothing to worry about.
It was around 1 in the morning when something woke me from a deep sleep. Adjusting my eyes to the darkness, I saw a figure standing at the edge of my bed.
Yeah, that's about enough for this